Why is it so difficult to come across one of these things? Hello everyone, I am Mr. Daydream. Welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be talking about getting a job. Now before you ask, yes, I do have a job, but that's not what this video is about. It's more about getting a job. You know what really ticks me off about getting a job is that it's very difficult. Cartoons lie to us. You know how they make it look easy? They have a help wanted sign outside the door. You just go in, ask for the position, and boom, you suddenly got a job. That isn't the case with reality. They sure have made that perfectly clear in cartoons. Instead, I've been given the impression that getting a job is as easy as catching a cold. As a kid, there were many things in cartoons I wish were true. Like how clouds are a soft, pillow-like substance you can walk on, or how you can spit fire after eating something spicy, or how drinking Red Bull gives you wings. Hey Red Bull, can you just drop that slogan already? It's been like, what, 20 years you've been relying on that lie? You had me extremely excited as a kid, but extremely disappointed when the harsh truth was told. It was one of the saddest days of my life. Anyways, as I was saying, getting a job is not easy. You can't expect that as soon as you submit your first application, you would then immediately get a job. This is real life after all, not a cartoon. It can take days, weeks, months for you to get hired, and sometimes you might not get hired at all. So when you're looking for your first job, expect some challenges. But I'm pretty sure that there are people out there who did in fact get a job very quickly. If you're one of those people, hey, what's the trick? I'd love to know. First, let me talk about how to get a job. You must first find out which place is hiring. It's quite simple, really. Just go to any store, walk up to the person working there, and ask if they're hiring at the moment. If they are, they will hand you an application for you to fill out. You can also check the store's website for available positions, or fill out an application there. There is a very useful site I recommend called Snag-a-Job. You just make an account and it can search for available positions across multiple stores that are closer to where you live. It's very efficient, I have to say. You can also add experiences and more things about yourself, so companies who go through these accounts might stumble upon your profile. If they like what they see, they might offer you a job opportunity. Like this one for me. De las Primos Quesadillas. Interesting. How far is it from my house? Let's see. What? 24 minutes? By car? No thanks. I know this might sound picky, but it's a job that pays minimum wage. Like, what would be the difference if I just work at one that's 10 minutes away from my house rather than drive 20 minutes just to get to this other one? Exactly. I just don't like spending a lot of gas just to get to work. But maybe that's just me. But no matter what you do, you're going to fill out an application. I always found these things to be very annoying. You'd think filling out these things would be as fast as making a sandwich, but no, it takes time. So you have to be patient when it comes to these things. Patience is a virtue.
Here comes the pain.
So when it comes to the job interviews, you definitely want to show up on time. And not only that, you'd also have to dress fancy, look fancy, and become fancy. Okay, that last one's not important, but you get the idea. You have to dress for success in order to get a higher chance on getting the job. You also have to prepare to answer some questions, which is extremely common in interviews. A lot of the questions are pretty straightforward, such as, "Can you tell me something about yourself? What are your strengths? Why should we hire you? You okay?" But other times you get some really stupid questions, or questions that just seem unnecessary, like these ones for example. First question, why did you apply for this job? Because I need money. Seriously, what do they expect you to say? Obviously, the only reason anyone wants a job is to get a form of income. We need money to pay for life's expenses. Do they really think there's any other reason than that? Like, oh yeah, I applied for this job just so I can use the toilet, and if I make a mess, I don't have to be the one cleaning it. Unless that's my job position. You have to say something professionally, like, I really like the job description. My past experiences are well suited for this position. I believe that your company will provide a better future for me. Bleh. Second question. What are your weaknesses? This is perhaps the most difficult one to answer, honestly. I do have weaknesses, but if I tell them little by little on what they are, then I'm basically giving them more reasons not to hire me. So what do? It seems as though no matter what I say, I may not get the job. Even though I'm answering the question honestly. What, you want me to lie? You want me to say something like, oh, I have no weaknesses whatsoever. I'm perfect. I can handle all the stress and difficulties of life without breaking a sweat. I eat kryptonite for breakfast. Without any milk. Okay, obviously that's not how you're supposed to answer it, but what do you say? It seems as though no matter what you say, you're doomed. So what do you say? Simple. You do list your weaknesses, but you have to sugarcoat them as much as possible. Then you have all those problems under control. So when you say something like, I have difficulty waking up early, and something optimistic like, but as time goes on, I am getting better at it. Just like that. I become less active when hungry, so I always make sure to have a good breakfast. I trust people too easily, but over the years I've gotten better on who I can trust. I'm terrible in algebra and I hate it. But I have slowly started to see how useful it really is. That's right. Say whatever you want, just as long as you sugarcoat it as much as possible. Sugarcoat everything you say. Sugarcoat everything you say. Just sugarcoat it, sugarcoat it, sugarcoat it. Sugarcoat everything. I just realized I made a mess on my floor, but if it's for the sake of exaggerating a point, then I'd say it's worth it. It's my show. I can do whatever I want. Third question. What are your goals in 5 years? This is one question you really have to prepare for, and what's more is that you have to be realistic with it. It has to be something generic like, I hope to become a better person and have a higher position for this company and have a better future for me and my family. You can't say something that's more likely to happen in dreams. Like, I really want to be able to say something like, I hope I can become rich and famous so I don't have to work at this dreck of a place. This job is nothing more than just a temporary way to pay rent. Do you really think I want to work here for the rest of my life? You have to be some bigoted idiot to think that. I think you're giving reality too much credit. Fourth question. Do you have any questions? At this point, you think to yourself, no, I have no questions. I could care less about this company. It could burn to the ground as long as I get my paycheck. But no, you are supposed to have questions, 1 or 2, because that shows that you have an interest in the company. Well, obviously I'm interested in the company. Isn't that why I'm here? Why would I bother showing up for this stupid interview if I wasn't? Isn't it enough that I went through the trouble of making this interview possible? Why must they be so picky? So you gotta say something like, what are some of the goals for this company? Can you tell me more about the working environment? What's the business module for this company? I have no idea what I'm saying. Glad you asked. But it will take a while to explain. We should be done in an hour. No! Well, obviously, when you fill out an application and the company is interested in hiring you, they'll then contact you either by phone or by email. For example, at one point I applied for Macy's. I really needed a job, okay? I filled out everything and answered the survey honestly. I eventually got an email saying, thank you for your interest in employment with Macy's. We have carefully reviewed your application for that blah 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 blah. Unfortunately, we are unable to consider your application further for this opportunity. Thank you for your interest. Well, obviously I'm bummed out, but more bummed out by the fact that they don't tell me why I didn't get the job. I mean, what, did you not agree with one of the questions? Was there a field I didn't have enough experience in? What? How am I supposed to improve myself if you don't tell me what my flaws are? Like what? You expect me to know just by looking at your vague response? I really need to know, because if there's a reason why I can't work there, that reason alone could prevent me from working elsewhere. Unless I work at some broken down discount shack. You know what this reminds me of? In a bad way. It reminds me of the questions on my math lab, where you spend a lot of time trying to solve a problem, then answer it, only for the automated site to tell you it's wrong. Okay. Elaborate. Why is this answer wrong? I thought I followed all the steps perfectly. Where did I mess up? Did I leave out a certain equation? Did I miss a certain step? What? It never tells me. It's almost as if it's saying,
"Sorry, your answer is false. Nothing more. Try again, you stupid flesh and egg."
As if I didn't hate my math lab enough already. That's what I feel like when these companies just send me these responses and not making it clear why I didn't get it. Is it because I have something on my face? Nah. They can't be bothered to take the time and explain to you why. Time is money, apparently. Overall, getting a job is not as easy as you'd think. Expect some challenges, overcome them, and who knows, you might get the job sooner than expected. I just wanted to give those who are unemployed a heads up, especially if it's your first job. When it comes to the interview, just act natural like you would in any conversation. Don't focus too much on making it perfect, because you're more likely to screw up that way. Trust me. Just be yourself and you'll be fine. So this has been my video on getting a job and what I hate about it. Thank you very much for attending today, and I hope to see you again. So please grab a ticket and join me next time. Admission is free. Favel. Look, a distraction.